In today's video, we're going to be talking about anchors, how anchors work, how we can utilize anchors, how we can set the anchors, and a few other very sneaky things that I think you're all going to like. So stay till the end, because at the end, I'm going to reveal a very, very powerful hypnotic question. Anchoring is the art of attaching an emotion to a gesture, to a head tilt, to an eye wink, to a sound, to an object. This is how phobias are created. It is a form of association that we connect a feeling to something else. When an emotion is created, there's a chemical in the brain called acetylcholine, which is produced, and this is instant memory. So when this chemical is produced, it takes a snapshot of what was happening in your surroundings, whether it's a person's facial expressions, whether it's a gesture that was made, whether it was a specific object, and it links that to the emotion. So every time you see that gesture, you see that object, immediately it gets activated into that emotional state. Have you ever been listening to a song that you really love? And as you're listening to that song, you're getting this wave of good feeling flowing through the body. You're starting to feel all kinds of emotions. You might even have certain memories linked to the song if you listen to it years later. We've all had that experience before. But anchoring is the basis by which that is created. Anchoring is a form of hypnosis, and we can use it covertly or overtly. In today's session, we're going to be talking about how to use anchoring covertly. So people don't really know what you're doing, but we're using it to have a positive effect. So let us start here, for example. Over here, you know the difference between good things in life and bad things in life. And we'll start with the good things. So just for a moment, I want you to imagine over here all the good things in your life. Things you like doing, things you enjoy doing, things that you have a lot of fun with. I mean, you know what those things are. Just imagine them here for a second. And on the other hand, I want you to just think about things you don't really enjoy. And you know the things in your life that you don't like. So I want you to imagine them in this space. So over here are the things you really like. And here are the things you don't really like. So just for a second, imagine. Now the brain is a prediction mechanism, and it's always trying to protect you. So immediately it scans for the good things in your life, and it scans for the things that aren't good, and immediately creates association between the two. When you think about this, immediately you feel good. When you think about this, maybe it doesn't create such a comfortable feeling. We start with an elicitation question. It's a question that activates an emotional state within someone. You know what it's like when you're having a good day, right? And you know the difference between a good day and a bad day. I mean, these are not the kind of days we enjoy having. But these kind of days really make us appreciate when we feel these kinds of days. You know, there's a difference between the two. Like, for instance, maybe you're there listening, watching, and you really want to learn anchoring or hypnosis. And there's probably a lot of teachers out there you can learn from. But it's important to find someone that you really enjoy listening to, because you know that they're going to teach you something that can really benefit you. The key to anchoring is to set up the anchor first when you meet someone. And you want to set up a good anchor, you want to set up a bad anchor, and then there's another anchor, which is the not important anchor. This is the anchor we use to move objections out of the way. In life, there might be certain things that you like and you don't like. And when we think about those things we don't like, we can just move them out the way. and we're left with things that, feel really good. I mean, you know what it's like when you're having a good day, everything's going your way, and you're feeling good. So we set up a good and we set up a bad. And this is just a very plain and simple bad and good. Anchoring is based on very normal range of emotion. We're not trying to amplify the best feeling you've ever felt or, the worst feeling of your complete life. No, we're just working on, good feeling and a bad feeling. Persuasion is a matter of millimeters. So anchoring is really effective when it's just a slight shift in the modulation of energy. And I'll put a little graph here for you to look at. First step is we set the anchor. We ask an elicitation question, which is a question that they have to answer with an emotion. As they answer it, a chemical in the brain called acetylcholine is produced. And then we make a gesture at the same time. One of those questions is, you know what it's like to have a good day. And you know what it's like when you're having a really bad day. And you know the difference between the two. If we set up the anchor, you know the difference between a good day, you know the difference between a bad day. You know the things you really enjoy in life, you know those things you don't really enjoy. And notice my tone. There's those things you really enjoy doing, and then there's those things that you just want to avoid. And there's a difference between the two. So we set up the anchor. Now I've got good, I've got bad. The brain automatically predicts that there's this good feeling over here and this really terrible feeling over here. It knows the difference between the two. We set up the anchors, now they set up. We don't have to do more than that. And we can continually keep adding a better feeling over here. So sometimes that good feeling can get better and better and better. And sometimes that bad day can just get worse and worse and worse. We can keep adding on to the anchors to build the strength of them. And now that we've created the elicitation question, we've set the anchors in our gesture. I'm using this particular movement to link the anchor. Just a slight little gesture. And it can be out of the frame of vision. It can be peripheral vision, because peripheral vision is linked to the unconscious mind. So it doesn't have to be something that's right here, you know what it's like when you have a really great day. It doesn't have to be that obvious. It can just be like, you know what it's like when you have a great day. You got a best friend, right? You know what it's like when the day just doesn't go your way. But if this feels better, right? So we set up the anchors. Once we've set up the elicitation question and we've anchored it. Now we want to anchor the person as they go into the state. As they start elevating into the state, just as they start elevating, we want to set the anchor. And we want to create eye contact as well with them. We want to keep them engaged so that they're continually focused on us. And we go up there, you know what it's like when you have a really good day. You know what it's like when you have a bad day. We've set the anchor, done. Now we set the trigger. And now what we can do is, while we're communicating to the person, they're going to get a slight good feeling when we tap this anchor and a slight uncomfortable feeling when we tap this anchor. So if we want to ask them if we can borrow something, we can say, can I borrow $100 from you? Would you mind? And they're more inclined to say yes, because it gives a little jolt of good feeling, good energy, because the brain says, when I tap this space, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to acknowledge this person. I want to connect more with this person. And when we tap this side, it is the opposite end of the spectrum. So we want to attach an action to the anchor. The anchor is just a full stop after the action. Can you help me with something this weekend? Can I borrow $100? And it can be used even in negotiation. For instance, if you're applying for a job and they were going to interview lots of other people, I could easily say, look, I know you're interviewing a lot of other people for the position. And that's okay. But when you make your final choice, think about me for this position. Because when people look through all the things that are important to them, they see that in me. And that's why you just want to make that decision, because it feels good. It's about communicating in a nonsensical way that doesn't actually make sense. Hey guys. So step number 1, we ask the elicitation question, we set the anchor onto a gesture, and then when we trigger the anchor, we trigger it with an action. We're giving the person an action, and we just hitting the trigger, because that attaches a little bit of a good feeling onto the action. If we fire this one, it makes them feel a little uncomfortable. We fire this one, and they feel good. They light up. It's a good feeling. So it's just a matter of steering the conversation, the direction, whether we're using it for persuasion, whether it's in coaching, whether it's just trying to win your point across or applying for a job or whatever it is. This is a powerful tool. And at the end of the day, it's working with emotions, manipulating people's reality emotionally, but just very slightly. We're just doing it very gently. And then we've got the objections. So say, for instance, you want to go on a date with a girl or a guy, and you go up to them and you say, you look like you're having a great time. Where are you from? What do you enjoy doing? And we attach a good anchor, a good feeling here. And then we say, well, want to go out this weekend? Maybe we can do something fun. And they say they're busy. And we can say, look, I understand that you're busy, but maybe you can be busy later and we can go have some fun. And you fire off the good anchor. And now they're more inclined to want to go and have a good time with you. The brain is structured neurologically in the way that it makes emotional choices first, and then it backs up the decision logically. So your logical mind will always create the story that's around the emotional decision that's been created, or the emotional feeling that you feel. Some say it's a form of intuition that you can play with. Whether you get this good feeling, I get this really good feeling about this person. I got a great feeling about this guy. Or I don't have a great feeling at all. And I'm sure you can notice the difference between the two. I'm going to sum this all up nice and easy. We've got the elicitation question. The question is, you know what it's like when you have a good day? You know what it's like when you're not having a good day. You know what it's like when you X, the elicitation question. We want to ask it, and as they go into the state, we want to link it to a gesture. Once we've linked it to a gesture, then we want to fire it off after we have an action command, a command where we're giving a person a bit of action or asking for something. So it just adds that little bit of good feeling, leaning them towards wanting to help you out. If we want to attach a bad feeling to something, we fire off this. Good feeling, we fire off that. It's absolutely as simple as that. And then we've got the objection destroyer. If they throw an objection your way, just grab the objection, move it out the way, acknowledge it. I understand that you feel this way. But maybe you move it out of their frame. To approach anchoring, I want you to see it in a way that words almost have a solidity to them. So if someone says something to you, you can actually grab it. They say, look, I'm busy. And you say, look, I understand you're busy, and that's okay. Maybe you can be busy later, and we can go have some fun. Because you know how good it's going to feel when we go on this adventure. So we've got the objection destroyer. We move things out the way. We've got the anchoring, good and bad. And then we've got the command question, or the command where we link the good feeling to that command. Can I borrow $100? Can you help me out this weekend? Let's go out and have some coffee this weekend. Let's go have a good time. You know what that's like, to have a great, great time. So guys, that is anchoring. It's a very basic form of anchoring, and I am working on an advanced anchoring video. I don't want to give away too much for free on YouTube because these are very, very valuable skills. So I just wanted to give you a little taste of it. Go practice it. Go see if you can set a positive anchor, set a negative anchor, and then start negotiating or asking people little favors and firing that good anchor. You know? And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. You know, there's a lot of people teaching anchoring out there, but I appreciate it if you show me the love. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a beautiful day. And if you enjoyed this video, watch these other videos over here, where I go into more conversational hypnosis techniques to help you improve your communication, your persuasion, and your mindset.